A very special guest. Her name is Tara Castle. I first met Tara when I was probably under a certain degree of stress. I can't remember the circumstances because it's been a few years now, Tara, since we met. And I had gone to one of the massage schools to get a massage. And it just happened to be, when I met Tara, her last day or last week or whatever it was of her massage school education. And then she moved quickly from there into her own practice. And so I have followed her ever since. I never went back to the massage school because I thought, Tara, I've gotten massages my entire life. I first actually started when I was 26 years old. And so I know a good massage therapist when I find one, and I have followed her ever since, and I even referred Debbie on to her as well. So Tara, we want to pretty much turn the program over to you with the idea that we had just given that program on stress, and we're calling this one Relief Just a Massage Away, because that is one of the techniques that we can use to relieve stress.
Yes, that is true, Sunnie. And I want to thank you both for doing this wonderful show. It's really nice to be a part of a show that focuses on wellness and health.
Good.
Yeah, so thank you.
Good.
Thank you once again. And as far as stress and massage is great at relieving stress. In fact, there's so much literature out there about it. I remember an article from Newsweek saying stress busters, what works? And it said massage is an antidote to relieving stress. And that, in addition to many other pieces of literature out there, just says that massage is coming up in the world. There's lots of medical research, and we're realizing all the benefits of it. Even though it does date back 3,000 years, we're just now, in the last decade or few, realizing its benefits. Yeah.
And that reminds me of the name of your business, Ancient Ways Body Work.
Yes.
And that reflects the 3,000 years ago?
Yes, exactly,
Wow.
exactly. We were established in 1998. We haven't been around for 3,000 years. But massage has been around for 3,000 years. But there's a big misconception about massage, and that is that it's just a luxury or that it's just for pampering. But that's not true. There's so many health benefits and disease prevention. You can even, it even helps with losing weight.
Important.
It's really important. And you have to be licensed to be a massage therapist. We have very vigorous education, and we are trained exactly in what parts of the muscle to touch. We're muscle tissue experts, basically. And we help relax joints in working with the muscles. And so it's just...
I'm sorry,
I
Debbie.
was just going to say that's a good thing to know, Tara, that if it's not a licensed,
exactly,
that could be kind of
exactly.
Yeah.
You definitely want to see a licensed massage therapist. And just for your information, doctor's approval is often required when you have chronic medical health conditions or any injuries.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So that's a good idea to always remember. As well, whenever you go to your first appointment, you're usually going to fill out a medical history intake, or they will take the medical history from you to make sure that you're safe in the massage.
Well, I think that's so important. And what I was going to say a moment ago was that when you first started your practice, you were doing it in your home. And I was there with you, and I saw some of those books that, because you weren't too long out of your education then, and you were still expanding on that education, which I'm sure you probably still are.
Always.
Yeah. And I saw the level of books in terms of the anatomy, the physiology, and all that you were studying. And as a nurse, even of the length of time that I have been in nursing, I was very impressed with the detail you were learning.
Yes, it's really important because massage really does have great effects on the body. In fact, somebody with high blood pressure cannot get a massage unless it's under control.
Because even though eventually the blood pressure will be relieved by the massage.
Because initially the blood pressure spikes.
Okay.
And at that spike, somebody could have a stroke.
I see. But over the long term...
Over the long term, it's beneficial once it's under control. Oh, yeah, definitely. And people without blood pressure problems, it'll help you not get blood pressure problems. So that's a good thing about massage. It's a great thing to do before you start getting sick because you can prevent so many diseases.
I just wonder how much of because since I started at age 26, I wonder how much of my good health now is related to that.
Exactly. It's so true.
My blood pressure is like 110/60.
You can be the poster child for massage too, in addition to weight loss.
Well, I don't want to take your time. You say what you want to tell the people today.
Okay. I also want to just let people know it's very important to drink a lot of water after a massage.
Why is that important?
The reason is because our blood flow increases, toxins are coming out of our body, and it's kind of like, rinsing everything away. And if you're well hydrated, then your body is going to be able to rinse all that away much easier and process it and filter it.
And we talk about water. Debbie and I have even talked about doing a whole program on the benefits of water. And so there's a big important one right there.
Right, and it's important to be hydrated anyway. Another thing too is disrobing is always optional in a massage. Some people are uncomfortable taking off their clothes. Some people are just really cold-blooded and just don't want to.
My feet, when I get on the table, my feet are always freezing.
Well, I always have heating measures for you, and we get you heated up.
She has the most wonderful heating measures. I love all the little neck rolls and on your back and the interlay that she lays on your feet.
Well, some people it's stressful for them to even think about taking off their clothes, just because maybe past experiences or whatnot. And that's perfectly acceptable. There's so many techniques that we can do.
You
with
always
clothes
keep us
on
well
as well.
covered anyway.
Oh, yes.
But I just wanted to
The
throw in one
draping
tidbit.
procedure is. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to throw in one tidbit about the hot cloths that you put on my feet to warm them up, because Tara knows me very well. And she has those hot cloths ready to go, and my feet warm right up. That's so nice.
And Tara does do a great draping procedure.
Yes.
I've always told her, God forbid, but if I'm ever in the hospital, I tell her to come up and see me and straighten the sheets. You get a little wrinkle or something.
Make sure
She
you're
always
hydrated.
has it just so smooth and
It's
just
so
perfect.
cozy and wonderful.
Thank you. Okay, so there's a lot of medical research proving the health benefits of massage and its effects on stress. And that kind of leads you to a question, though. What is stress? We all have it, but what is it really? And what's going on behind the scenes? Did you know that stress is the #1 killer, first of all? I mean, you know this.
Because it leads to so many things.
It leads to so many diseases because it weakens your immune system. And it decreases your metabolism, your digestion, your energy level, gives you fatigue. What happens with the body when we are under stress is what happened to us since we were created a long time ago, because we were still mammals and we still have the same chemical and basic reactions, some that you talked about recently. And the immediate thing that happens is adrenaline. Adrenaline is rushed through your body so that you can increase your heart rate and your blood pressure and be able to, fight or flight, because that is what the stress response is for. It's created so that we can either fight or flight, so that we can protect ourselves. And it used to serve us when we used to have predators, say 100 years ago when cowboys and Indians were running around. That was really important to have. But then what's the difference is then they would run or fight, and their stress and the adrenaline would be used.
Exactly. It'll be
Nowadays,
released.
and nowadays we're constantly under stress, and it's not such a big danger, but even, catching every red light on the way, or, the boss breathing down your neck, or just having to run the kids around and all that stuff. These are all just little stresses that add up, and we don't ever really get to just release them. And massage is a great way. Exercise helps, definitely. Exercise is always beneficial. Nice brisk walk always gets stuff going.
I know, in terms of what you were just saying, the stress reaction, you feel that all the time. And we talked about the difference between cortisol, the low-level stress, and the adrenaline, the high-level urgent stress that can occur. And you have any suggestions about that? I know in my own case, when I'm anticipating getting a massage, I'm already getting relaxed.
Yeah.
I know.
In 4 hours, I'm going to see Tara.
Yes, exactly. It's definitely a state of mind. Breathing is always nice. Positive thinking, always helps, definitely. But the thing is, with stress, as I mentioned, it decreases your digestion and your metabolism.
So does it pull blood away from your
It does.
digestive
It
tract?
does, because it needs that energy now for the perceived threat. Which
so
is
it
no
rushes
longer
to your muscles. God.
That's how old ladies can lift up a car and save somebody. Those miraculous stories you hear about extra human strength.
Right, sudden strength.
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
And so if we never get our metabolism and our digestion back to normal, because we're always under that stress, then we gain weight, we feel fatigued, our digestion is all
Yeah.
messed up. We get irritable bowel syndrome, all these
We
diseases.
just discussed all this.
Yeah,
It's
and
really
you just
interesting.
explained to me why GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, is related to stress. Because if my blood is not in the stomach, then the food is just going to sit there and it's going to eventually be pushing back up against the esophagus. And so that would explain why GERD is one of those side effects of stress.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything.
And see, the thing with stress is it's so simple. We think, we don't have as much stress as they used to have, so, where we're not running from wild animals and whatnot.
But we have new things.
But we have new things. And it's
Yeah.
just everyone, it's just like when you are going to speak on TV or give a speech or whatnot. What happens? You start feeling warmer, you get the little butterflies in your stomach, your palms get a little sweaty. Everybody feels that sensation. Speech is giving a speech is one of the number one fears too.
Yes, it is.
And
Yes.
if you can relate with that response, then that's stress. And that accumulates over time, and then we get anxiety disorders, we get depression, we get fatigue, we start, doing other stuff to relieve our stress, like maybe shopping, drinking, smoking, whatever. Just get a massage. That helps a lot.
Yeah, we don't want to go into the drinking. And, a lot of times people will go and have a cigarette, or smokers do, when they think they're relieving stress, and maybe it's the habit of winding up and doing that, but it's not relieving the stress because it's increasing the stress hormones. To Tara, and hear the rest of what she has to say about relieving stress through massage and anything else she wants to give to us today.
Thank you, Sunny. Well, it boils down to this. Stress plus our sedentary lifestyle plus just life in general and the repetitive motions is what's leading to all these knots in our backs and all the pains and aches and stiff muscles. And massage is just instinctual. It's automatic. When you have a sore muscle, you automatically, touch, oh, my neck is sore. And so it's just obvious that, massage is a great way to relieve these things, especially with a trained expert. People often ask me, what are those knots? What is a knot anyway?
Yeah. What is it? You tell me. I'm a nurse, but I need you to tell me.
Well, the medical term for knot would be trigger point or adhesion. If you look at those words, adhesion, that's like adhesive, glue, tape. Trigger point.
So is that your muscle cells bonding together, kind of?
Basically, it's the muscle fibers, tissue fibers getting stuck and bonding
Whoa,
together.
okay.
Sometimes they either get overstretched or they just get like a little strain in the muscle and it wears on the fibers and gets little tears, and then it keeps developing, and then you get a knot.
Yeah, the more tears it would have, the more it would tend to bring other tissue in
To try to repair.
I see.
Exactly.
So, Tara, does that have to do with the lymph? Because I know you've been working on me a lot with the lymph.
Well, yes.
And let me tell you, she has work.
Yes, the lymph is a whole nother topic we'll have to save for another story.
that'll be interesting.
But yes, it does definitely work always with lymph. Back to the torn muscle fibers and the knots. If we don't get those worked out, what's happening is those are kind of like, I like to call them speed bumps, because they're speed bumps in that your blood isn't getting oxygen or nutrients or anything that the muscle needs to that area because of the knot or speed bump.
That's a great analogy because that
Right.
slows you down.
Exactly. Another thing I like to call them sometimes is a pothole, because it's basically a cesspool of toxins that aren't getting released.
Yeah, because when the blood's not flowing through those adhesions, then everything's not clearing out as it should from metabolism.
Right, exactly. The filtering process isn't doing what it's supposed to do because it can't get there.
You found a few knots in me over the last few years, haven't you?
Yes. And they do build
what a
up
relief it
over
is.
time.
Yeah. I just reminded myself of our title for the show, Relief, just a massage away, and it's true.
Yeah, it is true, definitely. Well, I just want to close with saying how massage has changed my life and all the success stories I've had, and let you know that you can reach us at me and my team at 650-5485.
Okay, and we're not really actually closing right yet, Tara. We're going to stick around for a few more minutes. And I wanted to hold this up. I don't know if you can catch a shot of this here. This is her flyer for Ancient Ways Bodywork, and it's been a real wonderful thing for me here in Las Cruces to have this available to us. So thank you for being there, Tara.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank
I
you so
appreciate
much.
it.
And your partners that are in there with you as well. They're all
Oh, yes,
great.
I couldn't do anything without my partners.
Tara, I did want to ask you, is there any, I would have a massage with you every day if I could. But is there any like not a schedule, but should we have one every so often, routinely?
Yeah, it is advisable for everybody to have a monthly massage. Because basically what happens, if you think about our pipes, our veins is kind of like pipes, and getting stuff stuck and getting sluggish. Massage helps speed that all up. So it's kind of like, cleaning your pipes. You wouldn't want to go to the water faucet and get, dirty water in your glass and drink it. You'd want the water to be clean. So massage helps the filtering process and helps keep everything moving and clean and lets the body do what it needs to do. It just enhances.
I am so thankful for
Great.
whatever moved me at such a young age to start getting
I
massage,
know.
because I have stuck with it for decades now, and I love it.